Guys, did you ever think I was out there in the barn when I finished up after I shot outside and then shot some more hoops and did you ever think that the scientific community has a brain chemical addiction and knows eventually, okay, that quantum computing and artificial, well, not artificial, quantum computing is going to become more intelligent and rational than them, like Jesus or Muhammad or myself. And eventually, the technology will kill the people that are scientifically manipulating us because they have brain chemical addiction, but they just can't stop. Yes, that makes more sense. Like what Suzuki said to me about, if they could self-correct, they obviously would. That's why you have prophecy, and they talk about your life, and your life's in the Book of Revelation. And as I'm watching this, what is that? Borderlands, those video games. I mean, that kind of stuff is just sick. Cage fighting's sick. What's funny? Lopez versus Silva. I'm 245, fat, got melanoma recovering stuff on my shins from getting all the chemicals out from the poison stuff like that. If those guys pissed me off and said they still wanted to rape little girls for money, and a camera crew showed up that would trend all over the world and say, this guy's like King David, I would kick their asses so fucking hard. Office chair king hard. I beat them. I was like, okay, I'm not going to try to kill this child, but I'm going to disable him like I wanted to do with those two fuckers in that parking lot with Natalie. I wanted to snap his knee in half and crush his cheekbone because I had a Job moment. I had a King David moment. I was like, oh, hell no. I think it was a culmination. Well, they were being assholes because they were trained to be that way. And don't make excuses for them. You don't come up on a guy when a guy's rationally talking to you, hey, I'm trying to get my daughter home. How about we go? And then you hit him when he's talking rationally to you. You don't come up and sucker punch somebody like that. You're just being an asshole. You've watched one too many fucking Vin Diesel and Dwayne Rock Johnson and Tom Cruise movies. And a boatload of stuff. Sylvester Stallone. That joke. Martin's joke. Remember Martin Clark's joke? They wanted a challenge, so they were going to do an action movie to classical composers. Sly, who do you want to be by? Vivaldi. I could take action and make it out of the Four Seasons. Vivaldi. And at first was Bruce Willis. He goes, oh, action? Beethoven's fifth. Bum, 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 bum. And then Sly wants to one up him and sits there and goes, oh, no, I'll take Vivaldi, take the Four Seasons, turn it into action, right? And then they asked Arnold Schwarzenegger, who will you be? I'll be Bach. Who else? It's a bad joke. It's a very bad joke. I need Dr. Rick going, never tell that again. It's okay, I got Gina Clark for that. Okay. It's okay, Dr. Rick, sit down. You get paid money to act a fool. I had a real person that would sit there and go, don't tell that joke again. Okay, Gina, you've told it like 8 times, Earl. Thanks, Gina. I'm sorry, Gina. Gina. Gina Clark is one of my favorite. Martin and Gina are two of my favorite people. Two of my favorite people in the world. Well, I met them. I know them. I love, I met their kids and stuff. So, yeah, they're two of my favorite people. They always will be. They don't stop being your favorite people because they don't sit there and come up to your YouTube and tell everybody, he's the guy like King David from the Book of Revelation. He's the Spirit of John from the Mormon Gospels. His name's Earl. His life stories in the Book of Revelation. It's him talking to John in the cave of heaven. Because people don't do that. You don't sit there, I hate those motherfuckers. You sit there and go, okay. Who in this planet? Well, like I said, I meet people here in town that I've never met before. And I will talk to them about this stuff, and they will agree with me. And other people, it's because they're scared of you and think they're crazy. No, that's not true. That's not true. Okay, they're not scared of me, and they don't think I'm crazy. They're tired of the shit, and she's tired. That little old sweet Mexican lady with her son or grandson with the earphones and stuff, she's just tired of sitting on the fucking bus, going to work every day to pay assholes to live here and being denied the Lord's Prayer from cradle to grave. People get to that point. It's and they had this thing with O'Reilly Auto Parts, right? Well, confronting evil. Well, evil's contagious. It's like, yeah, like lying and telling yourself that your money's real and you worked hard for it. And the Lord's Prayer is a fucking joke, and so is Parsons, and we could run him over in the parking lot of a Best Buy on Loman, and it'll be if he never existed. Right? So that's why my life is more real than anything anybody's done on television. Okay. For money. Ever. I was just saying the 20th and 21st century. No, ever. Okay. Judah didn't do stuff for money. Judah was trying to get us to live the ways of Jesus Christ. He tried to get us to live, eternally free from extortion, exploitation. Judah tried. Judah didn't do it for money. Judah did it for love. Judah was a lover. Judah was like me. Me and Judah are like this. Judah Krishnamurti is my dog, and we're gophers, man. What can two little Indians do? He used to talk to me in meditation and prayer, and I'd be watching cartoons. And he was always so fascinated about it. It's like, this guy's the one like the Christ, and he likes Underdog, and okay, it's Scooby-Doo. Makes sense. Yeah, it's charming, it's funny, and it's cute. It makes sense. It's like sitting down and hearing stories, and okay, so he'd sit there and tell me, Scooby, go get him, Scooby, and then he'd call me the little names and stuff, and, go, Underdog. And he'd have these conversations with me, and I wouldn't even hardly be cognizant of them until I got much older. I always knew that Buddha was there. And same with Rumi. When we started talking, it was much later. When he started talking back, he listened to me for years. When I first got him in, quote, Eckankar, had his picture on my wall. And then when I got older and he started talking to me, I really dig this guy. And he told me what an exquisite listener I am. And I'm like, are you kidding? And he goes, Earl, let me see. You've got Lola Falana, J-Lo's butt, Charles boobs, and Coochie Coochie. And you're still telling Spencer J. Kimball, no, it's wrong to kill Jesus to pay for the innocent baby, to pay for the bad guy's crimes. I mean, that is an exquisite listener, right? And I'm like, yeah, you don't really look at it that way. You don't see yourself the way other people see you. And when someone is beautifully faithful and has a spirit that is similar, Rumi has a spirit that's similar to Jesus, okay? And David, and people, that's not true. Yes, it is. Oh, shut up. No, Jesus is the head of the Killer Gun Club with the bank to pay off all the sexual abuse of children, learning how to accept extortion and exploitation as reality through satellite surveillance. No one should come in here and say, I'm like Jesus. Jesus is God in your head with an unlimited bank account and all the technology to keep that bank account going and for you to win the bank wars through your technology. You know what? Sod the fuck off. If Jesus is anything like you, I hope Jesus kills his brain chemical addiction tomorrow. You don't have to. It's like I said with the USA Today when Amy had that article, the best liar, CEOs are better liars. So the only good liar is a dead liar. You can always kill the liar in your head without having to physically kill your body. It's like, rebirth on the 6th, You're so bad. On the 6th is a train that you take from the Bronx to Manhattan. I would. That's what I would think. Okay, on the 6th is a train that you take from your house in the Bronx to into the city to where you try to become famous. You go to Juilliard or dance school or whatever. That's why. You know what I mean? That would be my best perspective. I don't know. I never been. Okay, but I would think on the 6th. That's what I think it means. Don't quote me, boy, because I ain't said shit. Okay. No, I met those kids quite a few times. Yeah. Eric was very quiet and very retrieved and in many ways, very polite young man. Yeah, in certain ways, I was very impressed with Eric Easy-E Wright. He was very articulate. He could be very well-spoken. We spoke a couple times, and I was, wow. I was like, okay, so that's the little, don't swoop me, boy, because I ain't said shit. He's the one who talks about fucking the girl and wiping his dick on the curtains, and okay. Assaulting the father, okay. And me and Rodney and we're kind of going, I don't know what black girls you've been having sex with, but if there was a dad in the home, okay. Are you sure this wasn't some kind of a fantasy thing of trying to get white boys killed, trying to act like that? No. Me and Marcano and Rodney like, no. Dad come home and catch you doing that in his house in the ghetto. It was like that one on YouTube or I think it was YouTube or Facebook. I can't remember. When the little girl was going out half naked. And then the black dad saw, and he was ghetto, okay? But he had a belt. And he said, where are you going? She goes, I'm going out. No, you going back and you're going to change your clothes before you go anywhere. Dressed like that. You're asking to get yourself sexually assaulted. No. You go back in the house and change. Oh, no. She was going to do what she wanted. She was like 15, 16. That dad was probably in his 30s, so he was like 39. He was young, he was a young, strong, physically fit father. Right? He grabbed her. And he grabbed that belt and he started whooping her ass the way my dad used to when he caught me stealing, trying to be Zorro and Robin Hood back in elementary at Messiah Park. Oh yeah, he whooped her a new one. She was crying. She's like, no, I told you. As long as you're under my roof. And I have rules and stuff. If you want to go get raped on your time, when you pay your bills to get your own apartment and do it, you dress any way you want. You put that. But when you're in my house, is what he told her. He got her belt and he whooped her ass. I was like me and I didn't beat Natalie's butt. No, I would spank them to try to get them to understand if they did something that would get themselves or someone else hurt by being selfish or stupid, then I would use negative reinforcement to go, no, look, like Patrick, it was great. Patrick, I could just go pop right on the butt and turn around and say, you'd rather have dad hit you than that big dumb killing machine hit you. Patrick's a big difference between my biological son and Kelly Jack Green's biological daughter. Patrick would run in the parking lot. I would go with their big dumb killing machines. They don't hit you. I hit them in the butt, and so Patrick would say, okay, they can see you. So he would grab my hand and we'd walk through the street. Natalie, she'd try to run off and do what she wanted. I'd grab her hand and make it hurt and say, you're going to hold my hand. I'd squeeze it. And it would hurt. And I know it hurts, but it's going to hurt more to get conditioned to hold my hand and cross the street, Take my hand, before you cross the street. Beautiful, 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 beautiful girl. Okay. Lily, God, that company makes you want to kick them in the dick so fucking hard they can't talk anymore. We're making medicine. You're making medicine. You're giving people anecdotes to poisoning. You're saying, let's get healthy. Let's do this. Okay, forgive debt and trespass, love one, eternal feel peace. Restore the Garden of Eden. Park all the cars, bars, and wars. Spend more time, helping Natalie understand there are still big, dumb killing machines that are necessitated, when people aren't paying attention. It still happens. So, don't go all, Daddy, now I played with the neighbor, and Mommy, now I'm going to play with you. No Pet Cemetery from fucking creepy Stephen King's billionaire imagination. We don't need the best apocalyptic books to be told what's happening with our body by a doctor toilet at Whoopi Goldberg's house, right? Hey, don't do the shit and I won't report it. Okay? Just stand up for the Lord's Prayer. People get all upset. Why are you hurt? It happened. Okay. If I was lying, then you could be hurt. Hey, he's saying shit about me that ain't true. No, the woman had a toilet that she pees on. It tells you your PIC levels are at you're drinking too much alcohol and eating too much sugar. It's like, and I'm breathing too much carbon emission points and paying money to live here because you motherfuckers won't stand up for the Lord's Prayer. Man, that toilet, for as smart as you think it is, ain't as intelligent as I is. Love you, okay? All right, peace out.